Welcome to Stage, Screen, and In Between with Helen. Tonight I'm at a fabulous event, the world premiere of High Hopes. Stay with us. The man of the hour, Dennis Cabrini, who is the writer, director, producer of High Hopes. What a fabulous turnout you had for your feature film, Dennis.
Yes, it was a very good turnout. You know, I wasn't. I'm a little bit overwhelmed because we got a very good response.
Yeah.
And everybody really seemed to like it, and I'm glad, you know. I wanted to make people laugh, and I heard a lot of laughs over there.
Yeah, I think everybody was really taken in by the movie. I spoke to somebody, and they said that their mind didn't wander adrift for 1 minute. They stuck right with it. It was really entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I got from a lot of people, that it held their interest throughout. And it's not a short movie. It's an hour and 47 minutes.
Yeah.
And we seem to hold the audience. I always try to do something where the story's constantly moving. You know, it's constantly moving forward. I tried for there not to be too many dead spots, you know.
Yeah.
And what I did do, there were a couple of spots that might have been a little bit dead. But that's where we put music in, you know.
Yeah.
So when you see something with little music here and there, that.
But also, not only is he the writer, the director, producer, he's the star of the movie. So how hard was it for you to wear all those hats?
Well, it's very difficult. It's good that I had so I went through a camera guy before this and had to reshoot almost all this stuff. And then I met Gil Rivera, and he was excellent because I could trust him. So when I'm on camera, he could direct me. He could tell me what I'm doing, what I'm doing wrong, when I'm not, And so having a good person behind you, I ended up really had a tremendous staff. Like, my sound tech was excellent. Gil was excellent in doing the filming, doing the primary piece of editing and everything, and we worked well together,
Yeah.
And we actually became very good friends through the process, and he's really good, and I will be working with him on other projects in the future.
Yeah. And your talent was very good, and I will say that I appreciate, thank you very much for allowing me to have the honor of playing the boss.
Well, thank you. I mean, everybody loves your part. It's very, very convincing and very good.
Out.
Yeah, and you're quite. You're definitely quite the nemesis.
Well,
that laugh is incredible.
The cackle. Yeah.
Better than Kamala's.
Well, and you also had some touching moments in the film. You mentioned about Peter. Now, you lost your son.
Yes.
Peter.
Yeah.
And you had mention of the name Peter in the film.
Yes, yeah. Peter was my son. He lived until he was 40 years old, but my character was already somewhat created, and I couldn't write in that I had a grown son. So I wanted to pay tribute to my son. So what I did is I wrote that piece. That was an add-on at the end, and that was my son died on November 11th of 21, and I filmed that on December 20th of 21. So it was very fresh, still very raw that I had lost him, But it was a thing I created. It wasn't part of the original script. I put it in there because I wanted to honor my son.
Right.
That's it's also a dedication to him at the very end of the film.
Yeah.
And you know, this was really a tremendous effort to get this done because of all the things that happened. You know.
Yeah.
During this period of time, besides my father passed away right before I did the filming. Then my son dies 2 years later. In between that, we had COVID.
Yeah.
And then after my son died, the stress really caused me to break down. So I had a bunch of physical ailments. I got this thing called diplopia, where I lost my vision for 2 months, and I couldn't see. Everything I saw was double. And that was, obviously, there was no filming. Actually, I did film one part in the park where I'm looking up at God.
Yeah.
I did that with double vision, you know? So I really had to push through it. There were so many things that went wrong, so many tragedies in my personal life.
Yeah.
And I give myself a pat on the back that maybe that sounds conceited, but that I withstood everything. There were a lot of obstacles.
You went through a lot. You really had to overcome a lot of hurdles.
Yeah.
But on the positive note, everybody loved the movie, and watch for it. High hopes.
You can go to Gil Rivera Films online, and you can also just me directly, Dennis Cabrini, on Facebook. You know.
I'm here now with Mike Gold, who played a very convincing Russian mobster. Mike, you were terrific.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. You really blew me away. Very convincing and very low-key, and keeping that feeling of power and authority. How did you do that?
It's just natural, you know.
Just natural. Okay, so now have you worked with Dennis before?
I know Dennis quite a long time, yes.
Okay. Now,
Not in the movie business, but
oh, not in the movie business. What did you think of the screening?
I actually thought it was surprisingly good.
You weren't expecting it to be good?
Not as good as it came out to be.
I
for
thought
an
it was
amateur
very
film,
good
you
too.
know.
Yeah, even visually, the acting, the sound, I thought he really had it together, right?
Yeah. Watching the stuff on Netflix and the streaming services lately, seems like there's a lot of stuff that's not as good as the
I
movie
agree.
was.
I really think that he has a
We
good...
should go all the way.
Yeah, I think he has a good opportunity to get this scene on, Netflix,
right?
Hulu, Amazon, somewhere.
Yes, people should be watching. The decision makers should be paying attention.
Yeah. So this is really the cast party, and we were just allowed to invite 1 or 2 people if we wanted. So it really is a world premiere, but it's kind of a private world premiere. It's not like in a film festival tonight.
Right.
I'm here with Katharina Michio, and she had a starring role as Dennis Cabrini's wife,
Joni Valentino.
Yes. How did you like playing the role?
Oh, I loved it. It was a very different part than I usually play. Feeling sorry for my husband, and and having to make him feel better about himself, and it was fun. It was a fun part.
Yeah, and he was experiencing a really tough phase in his life, and you were trying to be supportive. How was he as a director?
He brought some stuff out of me that I was pleasantly surprised. He was a good director. Yeah, it was a really good director. And, I came in the middle of it all because things were changed around, and he just made me feel really comfortable and fit right in. It was great.
And you look really beautiful on screen, too.
thank you.
So why don't you tell our audience what else you're up to, because you have your finger in a lot of pies.
I do. Well, I run 3 film festivals, 2 here and 1 in Italy.
You want to name them?
Yes, it's the Cutting Room International Short Film Festival, the Venus Italian International Film Festival, and I just have a new one in Italy. It's the Italian Cultural Capital Festival, and that is going to be in Italy. There's a region that is voted in every year as the cultural capital, and so this year it's in Brescia, which is by Milano, like above Milano. It's very beautiful.
So you traveled to Italy for that?
Yes, I go to Italy like at least 3 times a year because my family is there. I have an apartment there, so I stay like a month at a time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very
And
nice.
you're also quite an established actress. You want to throw out some names
Yes,
of some things you've done?
I'm currently working on a series where it's kind of like a series for a pilot of the Fontanas.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yes, I play the ex-wife of the lead actor, and since I'm the ex-wife, even though we're not married anymore, my family is connected, so they still come to me for favors. Because my family's connected, and I'm also a nymphomaniac, so that's
okay.
so that's a fun part.
Do you? What was your reaction to the movie?
I really didn't know where it was going to go, and then when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is edited really well, and it looks good. It's a real movie,
I think he did a good job. It's a feature length, and it's
absolutely. It's really good. There was some really good special effects and drone shots and good acting.
He had a little bit of everything in there
you
too.
Were fantastic.
Oh well, thank you. I was waiting for that.
Wait,
oh man. Do you want to shout out an Instagram or a website where people can find you?
My Instagram is KATHRINAMICCIO official. And I also have a magazine. It's called Indie Film Online, and it's an online magazine. And since all of the links are hot, you could put video, you could put anything you want in there if you want to advertise. So it's a really good magazine.
I'm here now with Bob DeBato, who played the pesky landlord.
Dick. Or Richard.
And Judy Prianti, who played Danny Valentino's sister Carmela. How you doing, Judy Prianti?
Doing good. The movie was great, wasn't it?
I thought it was. You did a great job.
Yeah, it turned out. And it's 3 years in the making between COVID and everything.
I know. It's
It's a long road.
This all started back when we met Dennis back in the 80s. Yep, and we
takes a long
An acting
time.
group back in 1985. That's where we met him.
It takes a long time for things to sometimes come together, doesn't it?
And we finally did a movie. We wanted to do a movie together. Well, we certainly got our movie going.
You got the movie going, is right. Now, I love the cardboard boxes that you made for Danny Valentino's home. How did you make that? Because I was wondering, he crushed it. What happened if the take didn't come out? What would you have done?
Well, that's why we're professionals. We do everything in one take. And that banter we have between one another, we've been like that with each other for like the past 30 years, all right? So it's just,
Nothing new.
it's good. It's good, So now we can actually bust each other's chops and actually get it on film, you know what I'm saying?
And Judy played the very supportive sister, and we miss Cheryl Metrick here tonight, who played your friend and a neighbor and Richard's wife.
She was ill.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
She couldn't make it. So everybody loved what they saw. Do you want to tell everybody some of the things you've done, Judy?
Let's see. I went to Puerto Rico to do an Italian commercial. That's my luck. I would rather have gone to Italy. And then I guess my closest claim to fame would be The Sopranos. I played Benny's mother, Connie Fazio, on The Sopranos. After that, I didn't care anymore. That's the truth.
That was really highlight, and it's a big deal to be able to make it on The Sopranos, so I congratulate you on that.
I'm slated to work for a project that Phil has in mind. Hopefully he's going to get that going sometime this year.
Good. And Judy, where can people find you?
I'm on the internet, of course, Facebook, but I'm also doing a movie for Greg Prusino called The Fisherman Returns. I play the grandmother.
Here with me now is Phil, who played Phil in High Hopes. How you doing, Phil?
Oh, very good. My honor to be involved in this project, with a wonderful project.
I think so.
I mean, you know, I truly, you know, there's a big difference when you work on bigger pictures opposed to independent films. There seems to be a lot more leeway. There's a lot more, you have more room to express yourself. And Dennis afforded us that opportunity.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of times we do short films, and it's really nice to land a feature, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So now your role was that you played a person that was on the board.
Correct, right. My role was to coax Dennis, his character Danny, to attend the board meeting because we wanted to zonk him with some bad information. And I kind of, you know, it's like I come across as a friend, but naturally I'm not.
Yeah.
I have a selfish interest.
So now tell everybody, we started the evening with a trailer of a movie you're working on, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, Helen. I'm working on a film that won a screenplay award. It's a thriller horror titled Death Hunt, which is a very quick synopsis. It's about a group of New York firefighters that go on a weekend bow hunting trip upstate New York. Unbeknownst to them, they become isolated from all outside contact, and they become the prey for a carnivorous cult, demented group of hunters. And you know, we push the envelope. It's a disturbing film. You know, I'm making it for the hardcore horror base.
Congratulations, Dennis. I'm Tony Farrow with 2 R's. I was detective number 1. And this is Ange.
Hi, I'm Anjanette Pinkston. Thank you, Dennis. I'm police officer number 1.
Hi, I'm James Brickhouse. Thank you, Dennis. I'm detective number 2.
My name is Tony Monroe. Thank you, Dennis. I played officer number 2.
We appreciate you, Dennis, for this opportunity. Congratulations again.
Great job on High Hopes.
Yes.
Great move. Thank you.
I'm here with Hank, who played Hank the Hobo in High Hopes. How you doing, Hank?
I'm doing great. I had a great time doing it. I saw myself out on the screen, and I got to tell you, Helen, I was impressed. You know.
You did a great job.
Thank you very much.
He donned a wig and a lady's dress and high heels. How did you learn how to walk in those high heels?
To tell you the truth, I never did. And when they show me walking away, I'm not really acting. I'm falling all over the place for real.
Really?
But I didn't try to correct it because I said, oh, this is going to be funny.
Yeah.
So I'm hobbling off. I said, I don't know how women do this. You know?
Not very easily, not very easily. So now you also played it with Matt Jade, and who else was in the scene with you?
That was Dale Killian.
Right, and we missed them here tonight. They didn't make it here tonight. But that looked like it was a lot of fun to shoot.
It really was. And Dale actually doubled as an actual crew member because that's what he does. I think he was assisting with lighting and stuff in it. And they actually show him doing it as an actor doing it as well. So he actually had a dual role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you've played Hank the Hobo before, right?
Yeah.
So what makes you drawn to that character?
You know what actually happened was I was in an improv class in Manhattan some years ago with Dennis. And we did this round robin where everybody just made up a character, improvised, and I decided to be this megalomaniac type of, you know, like a street dweller, right? And the thing was, but I made believe I had like the cigar, like Red Skelton's Freddy the Freeloader.
Yeah.
And I own the world, you know? I own the world, hey, you know?
Right.
I'm a big deal. Meanwhile, you know, I don't have a pot, you know?
I got you.
Right. And Dennis saw it later on, and I think you were in the play, Don't Go Near the Water, was it?
Oh, Don't Drink the Water.
Don't Drink
yes,
the Water, and you were great in it, you know?
Thank you.
And in the lobby, I showed Dennis, he says, hey, Hank, I might have a part for you. I said, I showed him something else that I did that's on YouTube called The Great Mascadini, where I'm an MC of a talk show.
Yeah.
And he looked at it and he says, hey, I says, I got to write you in. And I turned out to be the hobo that I invented in the improv class years before.
How do you like that? Gil Rivera, how do you do it all? He was the director of photography and the editor of High Hopes.
Well, I mean, it's what I do. This is what I do on my free time. I mean, if I'm not doing this, I'm going to be editing something because that's just part of the territory. And Dennis didn't have an editor with him, so I just volunteered to do it.
So how many hours would you say you put in for editing on this?
Oh, wow, hours? Well, technically, we did 56 different edits. Yeah, so each edit, we went from the longest edit was, footage-wise, was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and then we cut it down to about an hour and 20 minutes, and then brought it back up to an hour and 43 minutes.
Oh, and what kind of camera did you shoot this on?
I shot this with several cameras. We used the Blackmagic Pocket Pro, and we also used the Canon R6 for more B-roll footage. And then we just mashed up the footage afterwards in post.
Oh, okay. So now, how many times have you worked with Dennis?
Well, Dennis and I already worked on 3 films together. The first one was High Hopes, and the longest one. We also worked on a short named 7834, and then A Sudden Impact is the latest one that we worked on, which is the middle movie they played here.
Oh, do you have a website or a place on the internet where people can follow you?
Yes, my website will be www.gilrivera.net, or you can find me on Instagram on Gil Rivera Photos, and you could have a link there to almost everything else.
Very good, Gil. You did a fabulous job. Everybody loved what they saw.
Thank you.
I'm here with Jeanette Barber, who played Mrs. Rosenstein, the real estate woman on the board, right?
Yes. Yes, I was very nasty.
And she did such an interesting thing. I don't even know if that was intentional, with her fingers on the table.
Well, I think that you can find a character through your body.
Yeah, you can.
So that's kind of sometimes if I use a voice and with the hands, it's how I found somebody that wasn't me.
Yes.
Because I'm really not that much of a hag.
It was almost a spider. It was almost a piano player, and and it wasn't distracting. I think it enhanced the character. It got my attention, but also the way you spoke. I mean, you really had it all together, and I congratulate you on that.
Thank you very much. It was. I think that I really loved the film. I loved the cast. I was seriously impressed.
Yeah, I think Dennis did a fabulous job. I did, and the cast did, and the crew, because that's like they say, it takes a village, right?
Absolutely. Television is a team sport.
Yeah. So do you want to tell anybody what else you've done?
I was Rosie O'Donnell's head writer and supervising producer, and I've written some books, and I write stuff, and every once in a while I get to do a little bit of acting.
And you're very good at it. You should do a lot more. Do you have a website or a place on Instagram where people can find you?
Facebook, Jeanette Barber on Facebook.
Very good. Jeanette, I hope we see more of you because you're terrific.
Thank you. I think you are too.
Thank you. Pedro Marcelino did a lot in the beginning of the movie. You want to tell everybody what it was that you did, Pedro?
Yeah, the car chase scene, you might have not seen me on that one. Provided the prop weapons, shot Dennis in the scene a few times in the beginning. So then afterwards, I guess it's all as it's written pretty much.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to give away what they're doing in the beginning because it's kind of a secret, but that was very important, what you did at the beginning of the movie.
Make sure I bring enough guns.
Yeah. Have you done things like that before?
Yeah.
Okay. And is this your little girl?
Yeah, my copy.
Did she watch the movie?
Yes. Not all parts, but yes.
What did you think? Did you see your daddy up on the big screen?
Yes.
What'd you think? You like it?
Yeah.
Do you want to be an actress one day?
Yes.
Why not? I'm with a very beautiful actress, and she had some signatures on her. Tell everybody who you are.
Hi, my name is Angelina, and I'm so happy to be part of this movie because I met such an amazing, talented people here, and it was such a fun experience.
Yeah. So now tell everybody what it was that happened to you.
So I was in the beginning of the movie when we talk about the main character, where he license was, and I was one of his favorite people who was like, please make a signature here for me,
She was a big fan of the star Danny Valentino, and she wanted an autograph. They didn't have paper, so what better than her chest?
Absolutely. I will probably put a super glue so it's never get away from it.
Yeah. So now, have you done other work?
Of course. I was on the Creed 2 movie, many like commercials, Law and Order, Blue Bloods, and White Collar, and many, many more.
Yeah, and you look like you could be a great model too. Have you done modeling?
Years of experience.
Years of experience. Is there somewhere where we can find you on the internet?
Yes, my Instagram is Alena, ALEONA 555.
Terrific. I'm so glad to meet you in person tonight.
Thank you, and thank you. I really love your work.
Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot. Here with me now is Amber Arras, and she's going to tell you what she did in High Hopes.
Hello. So when I was with Dennis Cabrini, his role was reflecting someone who was forlorn and who was very defeated. And we had approached him saying, you're going to reject girls like us? And I was like, you're not anyone to reject someone like us. So we walked away, and he was very defeated in the moment. And that was a good moment for him.
Yeah. He had to be in a really bad mood to want to reject you and your girlfriend.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, is this the first movie you've been in?
Yes, absolutely.
So you had a nice opportunity to have some lines in a feature film?
Yes, it was so exciting for me, and I'm excited to do more in the industry.
I'm with the very dynamic actress, Rosemary Cook, who played Mia Titnelli. Mamma mia! Did you have the men really watching you on the screen?
My part actually was an innocent kind of part where Danny imagines through hypnosis a certain situation, and it was very interesting and it was fun to do, and I think it surprises the audience, and wonderful scene, lots of fun playing the scene and also with working with everyone.